Hello, back again with another review video, and today it's going to be over the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Ghost Maker. That being said, it's time to look over the package and to see what it all presents. That being said, it does have a window in the front, so therefore you can actually see the figure and what he looks like. Has 12 plus, although once again, little Jimmy can easily get a hold of it. However, baby Todd may not want to do so, or else he may choke on the weapons, or if there's another figure, extra hands included, but I don't think this one even includes extra hands. With that being said, also the 22 moving parts, which is a signature of all the figures, is presented at the top, and on the side it has Ghostmaker from DC Future State with the DC Multiverse logo on the top, and on the back you have some nice art with Ghostmaker Future State presented. And overall, this artwork, I would say, is pretty darn cool. It's not like clearly 100% the figure. You can tell it's a little, I guess you can say, digitized or animated with the look. So I would say it looks pretty cool. The figure really pops out compared to the background. But considering they kind of have like a shadow effect going on in the background, even though it's obviously a city, really makes that ghost vibe really pop out. So I think the artwork chosen for the back of the box and also the card is fantastic, and it probably could not have been any better for a character, especially like this, considering his colors are dark gray, black, white, and blue, or light blue should I say. Then on the side, Ghostmaker is presented once again with the DC Multiverse logo, and at the top you have a see-through as well, so you can see the top of the figure. That being said, it is time to open up this figure, see what's all included, and yeah, show him off overall. First thing that was in this package, which is the most boring thing, is a regular display stand. However, this is a good choice because if he had a flight stand, I don't see this Ghostmaker figure based on what I know, which is very little anyways. But I highly doubt he's out here flying like Superman unless he wanted to die. With that being said, going on to the next two things are his weapons, which are the accessories. You got one shorter blade and you have one longer blade. Don't know the history on these, if he got them somehow, some way, or if they're just regular swords, but I'll read it more onto the character to help myself and those who are also clueless about this guy based on the back of the card. So that being said, this is the same art that is presented on the back of the box, and you have Ghostmaker from DC Future State presented at the bottom. Now read onto the character. His real name is unknown, even though I think I looked it up months ago, can't remember the name, and it told me, so probably just is there to make it more mysterious. So with that being said, Bruce Wayne, while training to become Batman, befriended another student on the path toward justice, the man who would become Ghostmaker. A master in all forms of hand-to-hand combat, the sword-wielding vigilante has a different, deadly approach to justice, which often puts him at odds with Batman. Much like the Dark Knight, Ghostmaker has an array of fabulous weapons and vehicles, and he will always strive to prove to Batman that his approach to justice is superior. So it sounds like he's kind of a, villain in the eyes of Batman, but really, I guess an anti-hero is what you can say, or anti-villain, whatever you want to go with, is what he sounds like based on that. Although that card honestly didn't provide me much more detail of who he is. But with that being said, it's time to look over the figure. So I picked this guy up, I believe, for I think $11 or so from Target in December. So I was definitely not going to pass this guy up, no matter how much I knew about him or how little, which aka I fall in the how little category. But to start on the figure overall, he looks very clean, very nice. There's lots of detail. There's texture right here to present the pants that he has, which is very baggy is what it seems. The texture right here on the inner legs, then on the armor to give it that beat down look or worn down look as if he's gotten in battle before, all around, which looks very nice. And then you even have this shoulder pad right here with, I'm assuming, Ghostmaker's logo right there. And then you got the nice cape, and behind the cape is actually a place to hide the swords, which I actually just barely saw in the nick of time. But that is very nice and very cool to have present on this figure, so he doesn't have to hold them in his hands. And then, yeah, this cape is very nice, but also very simple. And he has these flaps on the side as well, right here and right here, which are very flexible for the character, and there will be no issues with that. Now, just based on the look of this, I would say probably his flexibility most likely is going to be the weak point, which is just my guess before we actually go over it. So it's time to start with the head. How much movement does it have? Okay, yeah, it's lots of movement. Do a 360 right there, although the hood may get in the way when turning around a little bit, but it didn't stop it too much there. Now looking up, you can look up a pretty decent amount, as you can see here. Then looking down, he can also look down a very great distance. Probably one of the best head movements I've already seen on any of the figures, which is kind of surprising. Yeah, got that. Now the arms, okay, they're actually more movable than I thought, although I don't like bending the pads very much, but you saw there they can move up no problem on both sides. Now looking into the arm, you rotate right here. There we go. Then his elbow, go up this much. I think there should be actually no, that's about it. Yeah, it can go up this much. Then also see here if I can even get it. Yeah, I don't want to push for it too much, but you at least saw the arm can bend that much. Now onto the hand. Can it do a 360? See if I can hold it in place. Yes, it can. No issue. Go up and down. Okay, up and down. Not really looking like it. Oh, I think that's... nope, that was about regular. Yeah, it doesn't really look like there's much up and down, but can rotate, which may be good enough for this figure overall. Now, when it comes to the waist... Oh, okay. I see you. Looks like he can do a 360, actually. Not on his waist, but this upper torso area. So that's very nice, actually. Did not expect that. Then you can... there we go. Get that little pelvic thrust going. Bend back that much. And, well, yeah, you can't really go much in, or I guess angled this way because of this armor. Then the legs, can you do a 360? Okay, yep, no issue. This dude's very flexible. Now onto the legs. Let me move the arm. Splits, very easy. These are also rubber, so they can easily move out of the way. That's very nice. Now the weak point is the knees. This dude doesn't really have knees, I guess. But you can kind of get the leg to move back barely. Like, it's very, very little. So that's probably one weak point is the knees. Now moving on to the legs. Wait, hold up. Okay, these can kind of move a little bit too. But yeah, his foot can do a 360, no issue. Go back. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, it doesn't really want to go back besides that much. Just kind of how it came. And then get him to go forward with his foot. Oh, there we go. Angle it this much. It looks uncomfortable already just looking at it, so I'll hurry up, adjust it back. So hopefully you don't actually put his foot like that, because it would be broken if we're really getting technical here. Now for the foot, or the toes go up all the way, just like every other figure, which is very nice. No issues ever. But yeah, I'd say there's a lot more flexibility than what I was thinking there was going to be, so that's big props. And the only weakness, as you saw, was the knees. There's not really knees on this figure, I guess, because they had to get in all this added detail, texture, and to really represent the cloth that he wears underneath. So that being said, see if okay, there we go. I was about to say his feet were kind of weird. I was hoping that wasn't going to be another weakness. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to pose him. I'm going to pose him real quick. Sorry, he just like was leaning back. I'm going to pose him real quick and then we'll get right back into this video. Even though I said his knees could not bend, so you can see here, I was able to actually get them to bend. I just didn't really want to push it, so at least I know this side, but maybe this side bends more than that side, I don't know. But I didn't want to test it because this is how I'm going to pose him. So his knees do actually bend, even though he may not think it like I did. And then going on, I also realized that, well, yeah, the weapons put in his hands were very easy to do. Not much difficulty there. And his wrist, although I said that they couldn't really go up the one way, like this angle and going up and down. Oh, there he goes. I was about to say, he kind of doesn't hold his weight very well, so that may be an issue when posing. But he does have a lot of potential options at posing him, even though, yeah, he may be restricted by the knee. But I think he is very good with the amount of detail that he has. And then, yeah, going back to his wrist, you're able to move them up in this position, going up and down just a little bit. However, yeah, it pretty much does the functions or poses or ways you would want to do them normally, so that's perfectly fine with me. But with that being said, if I were to rate this figure, considering that he has a lot of flexibility, there's a lot of plastic that allows the arms to go up, etc. with all the armor, I have to say this figure is very phenomenal, especially for the price I got him at. I will not pass him up, although there's really no information supplied on the card, and maybe he's not a super popular character overall, but I'll say he's fantastic for what he is. And if I were to have to rate him, honestly, with the detail, the accessories included, the weapons were pretty easy to get in his hands. Even those slots to put the swords in the back are fantastic. So if I had to rate him, I would say he's probably I would just have to take small points away because of, I guess, the knees being a little, hard to move and adjust. So I'd have to say he's also maybe a 9.7 out of 10 figure as well. So I'm having a lot of good figures, I guess, in a row. This is not biased because, once again, I don't know much about this guy at all. But for what he is, the armor, it's just amazing how they got the flexibility to work. And yeah, this is a very great figure, especially if you find him on discount. He's a must-have in my opinion. So with that being said, yeah, he's a 9.7 out of 10. And until then, I'll do a 360 to officially wrap up the video, but this is the last of seeing me and hearing me in this video. So with that being said, Ghostmaker will see you in the next review. And until then, peace out and have a great one. Bye.